Hello again, Warriors fans. Adam Heinzen here in the WLC Media Center, joined alongside graduate forward Ryan Broeckel, as the Warriors have collected back-to-back NACC Player of the Week awards to start the season. This time, Ryan, your 7th career weekly award. Do you remember all of them?
No. I've been blessed, for sure. Great teammates around me, which helps. Obviously, we got to win games to get these, so just an overall effort, but.
Yeah, let's talk about that week. A 2-0 week for the Warriors with wins over two more CCIW opponents. North Park, 114-81 at home last Wednesday. And then just this past Saturday, a win at Wheaton, 81-66. Take us through the week, and obviously good enough to earn this award. What was working so well for you and the team to come out the way they did?
Yeah, the first game, as you said, we put up 114, so the scoring was going to be there. We had a lot of guys play really well in that game. A lot of guys stepped up. We knew it was going to be a fast-paced game, so we figured if we'd get to 100 first, we were going to win. And our defense showed up a lot better than we would have expected, actually. Our defense played really well that game, and then offense just kind of came with it with transition buckets and forcing them into turnovers and things like that. And then the Wheaton, I was excited going into it. They were a little bit different than a team we normally face because they go 5 out with their big. A lot of continuity, a lot of off-ball screens, which I thought was going to pose some challenges for us. But we came out right away with 8-0 run. They had to call a timeout within 1 minute. But for me, the guys found me pretty easy. They worked really hard to get the ball into me this week. And then from there, we just played out really well. If they doubled, we'd kick out and hit a couple threes. If they didn't double, then the guys would either cut or leave me on an island and let me go to work. So it just seemed like everything was clicking for these last two games, 1 through 5 on the court and then 1 through 25 for the entire team.
In the week that was for the Warriors, Ryan averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds a game, shooting 51.5% from the floor. First double-double of the year in the win over North Park. But if you look at the box scores from all three of the games, depth and balanced scoring, 4 players in doubles, 6 players in doubles, 5 players in doubles. It's got to be hard to defend, just knowing the experience, and that's returning.
Yeah, we got a lot of experience, like you said. It's also interesting because, we never know who's going to step up on any given night. Some nights it'll be the freshman Luke playing great on defense. Other games it'll be Quell coming off the bench with 14 points and a couple boards, couple assists. Other times it's the traditional, quote unquote untraditional or traditional guys that have been there before with the 5 starters being their 5th year. But it's been really great to see, guys step up in new roles every game. It relieves a lot of pressure off of, me and Grayson, who won it last week, and obviously Stoltz, who's another 1,000-point scorer. But it just really helps that we have so many guys that are able to play make and fill a role that really well and be adaptable to fill roles. Your role one game might not be the same role the next game. And guys are starting to understand that, and they're playing into that a lot more, which helps not only their success, but also the team's success. So it's just really cool to see. And even in practice, we got guys that are on our, quote, 3rd team, and they're kicking our butts in practice. And it's
you talk about practice. How competitive are those practices? You have a good mix of newcomers and obviously a lot of returners, but obviously, practice makes you ready for these games. Take us through a practice and how competitive it is.
This is probably the best 1 through 25 in my 5 years here. Our bench is extremely deep. We can play so many guys. Our reserve guys are kicking butt in practice, and they got a couple reserve games too, which they're gonna show what they can do against another opponent. But that scout team, that 3rd team, is doing really great for us because they're buying into, okay, team goes 5 out, they're 5-man switching, whatever they're going to do, they're going to play their heart out. And it's really given us a great look. And, there's a lot of really good ball players, again, 1 through 25. So having that depth, I'm sure the coaches aren't very thrilled because they have to make hard decisions, but also it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, it can't say enough about 1 through 25. We're very deep this year.
We asked the same question of Grayson, who won the award a week ago, and I'll ask the same thing of you. Your decision to come back, was that made early? Was that made, did the loss to Wash U in the NCAA tournament have something to do with that, and add a chip to your shoulder, or take us through that process of your decision to come back?
So I kind of decided earlier in the year than the rest of them. AJ knew he was coming back for, he transferred with credits and stuff like that, and but I decided around November, December time. I didn't really tell anyone besides the guys on the team. I didn't tell like any other players really. Not that I was hiding it, but just because enjoy the moment kind of thing. And so I decided early, and that WashU game. At the time, I didn't know Stoltz and Heffley were going to come back, so I was really upset, after that game. Definitely put a chip on my shoulder. Felt like we had a lot more to prove. It felt like 5 seniors that were starting. You didn't know who was coming back, with the transfer portal and everything like that. So it was a somber moment after that game, and I criticized myself for not playing the best during that game. So as you like to say, we shot our area code from the free throw line. Thanks for that, Adam.
We don't like to advertise.
Yeah.
You brought it up.
But no, there was a lot left on the table, and I'm so glad and I'm so blessed that everyone came back, and not only 1 through 5, but we've had almost everyone on the team return from last year, and that's really a big culture piece for us. Guys that are willing to sacrifice a little for the team's success, or a lot for the team's success. It says a lot about the kind of character guys that we have on our team and the coaching staff, just the overall culture here.
So take us into that locker room right now. Team's 3-0, ranked 15th in the country by D3Hoops.com. A lot of expectations coming in, but how does this team keep such a level head going in game by game?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because last year we were trying to prove that, like, hey, we're really good, and now we got some recognition. Obviously, it helps with 5 returning starters coming back, but now it's more of, all right, now we prove we're good. Now we want to prove that we're better than all these other good teams. Now we want to prove that we're better than the WashUs, of the world, where, they got us last year, but who's to say that's going to happen this year? So that's the kind of mentality that we have right now. It's, coach likes to say, I don't know if he's being serious or not, but he's being a coach about it. We're the 15th ranked, but he thinks we're underranked. He thinks we're better than 15th. So
still a lot to prove.
Still a lot to prove.
Yeah. Let's go back. Despite all the accolades you've already achieved and that have come in, you're the preseason 4th-team All-American this year by D3Hoops.com. What area of your game were you looking to still improve at?
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect coming into this year with how teams are going to defend. It changed once Heffley and Stoltz came back, because having that, ability to spread the floor a little bit from known shooters that the conference has seen before definitely helps me out a little bit. But I really worked on fighting through double teams, whether it's making the right pass or play, or splitting the double teams, as well as just overall low post work, different ways to get to my spots, different shots from my spots to kind of mix it up. If you've seen a couple of games, I'm doing a little bit of different stuff from the post work that I've been working with the coaches with a lot lately. So just try and mix it up and not be so predictable. I've been very predictable the last 3 years, and that can only get you so far. But I think adding that next level could definitely help me and obviously the team.
Find a way to keep evolving. Yep. Talk about, you're a grad student now. What do you think the biggest difference is being a grad student opposed to an undergrad in playing? Have you notice much of a difference, or not much has changed in your schedule?
Yeah, so I'm like never on campus because my schooling's online. So that's interesting. Wake up a lot earlier because I got work now. I got the internship. So that's a different kind of level of responsibility of, hey, got to get up. You don't have time for a nap. You go right from work straight to practice, to film, to recovery, to ice, and all that stuff. Then you do homework at night, go to bed, do it all over again. So it's kind of repetitive. You kind of get in the same routine, similar to college, undergrad, but it's definitely a different type of routine. It's a lot more brain-induced with work. It's a lot more draining, I would say.
All right, Ryan Broeckel, the 7-time NACC Player of the Week. We'll wrap it up here with a couple questions. After you are done with hoops, what's something that's on your bucket list that you want to do?
I really want to skydive. I don't know why. I don't really like heights that much, but skydiving would be pretty cool. That's on my bucket list.
That's pretty bold. Number 2, native of Chilton.
Chilton, yes.
City in Calumet County, for those who do not know where. What makes Chilton what it is, and why is it you proud to call it your hometown?
Chilton is very interesting because it's a D3 school. It's pretty small. One thing to note, it's pretty cool. We have one of the only drive-in movie theaters in the state, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, it's just the small town community. It's farming on the outside, inside. Obviously, it's a smaller rural city. Nothing too crazy about it though. We do have a Walmart Supercenter. That's pretty elite. Quick Trip, that's the spot.
You have everything you need.
You got everything you need. Yep.
And the last question. If you were to go back to undergrad, was there a class that you would just retake now and just for fun, and why?
Yeah, I would take, I forgot what it was called. It was with Professor Van Acker. It was like one of the capstone classes at the end of, business degree. And it's like working with an actual client with a problem and kind of coming up with different solutions to the problem. But there was a lot of like professional development that came along with that class. So that was, I would say that one because it resonates the most with, my career path.
Good deal. Ryan Broeckel and the Warriors will travel to Lawrence on Wednesday night for a 7:30 p.m. non-conference game before opening conference play up on Saturday afternoon. Ryan, this has been fun. Awesome. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see you in this chair this year, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks for watching.